So, I don't know if this is going to work. Hey kids, how's everybody today? I don't know how well this is going to work. I'm trying to do a little bit of whipping here, so thought you guys would like to see what I'm working on. I'm trying to do what's known as a short splice on my cut anchor line. And the first thing I need to do is I need to whip the line. So I'm only putting a temporary whipping. I got a line here keeping this from coming unraveled. You can see these two I've already whipped. Got a little line on there to keep them from fraying. I'm doing the third one now. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to see the chat because it's kind of bright out here. So if I'm antisocial and I don't say hello to you and I don't respond to you, it's because I can't see the screen. So I'm just showing you what I do. So the first thing I do is I thread my cotton line onto my needle and I go straight through the line. I take my line and go straight through. Once I'm through, I try to pinch it and I go through and then I double back through the loop. So I have it tight through there. See, that's in there tight. Then I go ahead and I take some wraps. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take 5 wraps, okay? So I've gone around this thing 5 times. And I take my needle and I go right through all those tight wraps and I push it right through the knot. Now it's so hard in there, I actually have to use my needle nose pliers here to get that to go through there and hopefully not stick the needle through my finger on the other side. Here we go. I come through and I pull that tight just like I did. Then I come around 90 degrees and I do the same thing again. Right through the deal. Trying not to stick through my fingers. There we go. And then this time, I'll try to come back and pick up the loop. See, there's a little bit of a loop there. I'll come back and I'll try to pick up that loop and that kind of seals it on there. See that? So now I've got that all, that's all just what I call a temporary whip. This isn't a permanent whip. This is just to hold it back long enough so that I can try doing the splice. Now, once I've got that tied on there, I can remove all this extra tail on here that I don't need. So all that comes off. And I'll do that on all 3 lines. This is a 3-line splice that I'm doing. So here's the second one. Take all that excess off. Here's the third one. Okay. So now I've got my line prepped. I've got this tied, holding it from unraveling any further, and I got all 3 lines spliced. This is the line that goes to my anchor. This line is the other part of my anchor line, the other 175 feet. This all obviously used to be connected before it got cut. So now what I do is I splay these 3 lines out, and then I splay these 3 lines out so that they meet like that. Then it's simply a matter of untwisting the line, making a loop, and pulling that through. Turn it over to the next one. Lift that loop. Put it through. Turn it again. Grab the third one. Lift that loop and pull it through. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but so now I've got 3 lines going this way and 3 lines going that way. And then I just keep doing that. I just keep twisting it. Pull that one through. But being very careful to keep it so I don't pull my little splice apart. And then this one comes up through. I don't know how well you guys are seeing this on the screen, but and then this one will come, oh, let's see. Did I do that wrong? That one over there. That one over there. That'll be through there. That's not right. Ah, I got something backwards here. Hold on a minute. Tighten it up so I can see. Oh, okay. Yep, I got it. It was just folded back up in there. Here we go. Sometimes you gotta get all that pulled out tight where you can see where you're at and make sure you got everything lined up. So anyhow, so there's that part of it. And we just keep doing that. That one goes there. That one comes over. Is that the right line? Yep, that one comes over and goes there. Dog, quit knocking into my camera. And straighten that out again. Okay, then this one comes over that line and that comes through there. All right. So that's kind of the direction we're going with that one. You can see how that is splicing together. They claim that this is equally as strong as is the anchor line to begin with when you do this. That it makes it just as strong as it was originally when you do what they call here a short splice. I don't know if I have a whole lot of confidence in that, but I'm going to take them at their word and hope that this works, at least as a temporary fix until I get the replacement anchor line. One of my viewers, Sealy Shannon, is shipping me some anchor line, but he got delayed with a medical emergency. And so, you see how that works? So it may be delayed getting here. So in case we have any bad weather come, I want to make sure I got a little extra line available that I can put out so I can increase my scope should I need to. All right, and then that piece goes through there. And that's about as far as I can take those. As you can see, I'm just down to the splices. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll do a whip. I'll do a big long whip over this area to secure all that. But now what I got to do is I got to do the other side. Because you see, we braided those 3 lines this direction. Now we got to braid these 3 lines the other direction. And again, it's just the exact same thing. You just lift it up and you pull it through. Now on finer line, on harder line, I would have to use something called a fid. This is a fid. It's a pointy tube. It's hollow on the backside. And what you would do is you would use this to feed through the line like that. And then you would put this extra line inside of it. Unfortunately, I don't have a fid big enough for this size line, so I'm kind of having to do it the way I am. But it's working, so it's all good. Fortunately, this is brand new nylon anchor line, so it's very soft and manageable. Usually when they get out in the sun and get some tension on them and get wet and dry and you know, they get used for a bit, they get kind of hard and difficult to do stuff with. So anyhow, I just thought since I had to do this morning anyway, and I wanted to do my Good Morning World video, that I would combine the two and show you how I spend my time sometimes, you know, just sitting out here out on the splicing lines together in this case. So anyhow, it's just, you know, it's kind of like, you know, from the lady's standpoint, it's kind of like knitting a little bit, you know. It's the same kind of a thing, you know. You're just going around and you're working it down through the line, you know. Every so often you pull it tight and, you know, you check your progress and make sure you're getting everything done correctly, making sure you're getting it underneath the correct line each time. Sometimes you get it twisted around and you'll get the wrong lines, but all right, we got to go one more go and we're quit hitting. That goes in there. Bright sunlight. My phone goes into some weird mode. And so, guys, here to now. Oh, dog, I can't see anything. So, and I've got to put some things away, like the needle I use for whipping. I don't want that left out here on the deck. Should some little Labrador retriever find that and get it in her mouth or in her paw or what have you. So if I into put away mine, all my trash rope fibers, I'll have to get them all picked up. All right. Just sitting for a while like that. Before I head back to the cockpit where I can get down below so I can see stuff, give you guys a little look around the bay. See there today, out towards Long Island Sound. That's Great Neck. That's old Great Neck over there. That's an area